Welcome into A Toast of Film. I'm your host, Ebo, and this week got a nice little bonus for you. Going to keep it short and sweet, just like me, because I'm reviewing The Life of Chuck. I went and checked this out at the theater finally. You know, we've had a lot of releases. I've been busy, but able to check it out. So I have that as well as Mr. Snail's Pick of the Week, which we got to talk about that because it's been a hard couple of Mr. Snails for your boy, but we'll get into all that. I am toasting this week with, I don't know if y'all can see how crazy the color is on this thing, but this is a Trolley, like the little gummy worms fizz. So they take the Trolley, which I believe is like lime ice cream, orange sherbet, and a sour lime, like sugary fizz, and they make it into a little drink with some Sierra Mist. It is fantastic. I'm very sad that it's the flavor of the month, so it's probably going away. But, you know, what is love if you don't miss it when it's gone? But let's get into Life of Chuck. So, Life of Chuck is from writer-director Mike Flanagan, who brought us Hush, Fall of the House of Usher, Haunting of Hill House, Midnight Mass, you know, great, talented writer-director. And this is one of 4 theatrical releases from Stephen King this year. We had The Monkey, we have The Long Walk coming up, we have Running Man coming up, and we have Life of Chuck, which is from the 2020 collection of 4 of his unreleased stories called If It Bleeds. So in this, we are seeing the life of Chuck, as the title would imply, but Chuck is portrayed by 4 different people. Adult Chuck is Tom Hiddleston. We have, you know, teenager Chuck, Jacob Tremblay from Wonder, Room, Luca. We got Benjamin Pajak as younger Chuck. And then teeny tiny Chuck, we got Cody Flanagan. That's right, Mike Flanagan's son playing Chuck. So this movie, it's narrated by Nick Offerman, and it's presented in 3 acts, and it's presented backwards. We start with Act 3. Act 3, Thank You, Chuck. So, worldwide tragedies, natural disasters, fires, earthquakes, flood, famine, sinkholes, states falling off, species dying, mass suicides. Like, this is a very dark, you know, kind of, you know, very sad way for us to start this movie. And amidst all this, we see these billboards saying, Thank you, Chuck, 39 great years. Video ads saying, Thank you, Chuck, 39 great years. And we focus on some characters. We focus on Chiwetel Ejiofor, who plays a teacher. And then the other lead would be Karen Gillan, who is a nurse and is also the ex of Chiwetel Ejiofor. We have some, you know, small side characters. We got, you know, Harvey Gillian from What We Do in the Shadows. We got David Dastmalchian. We got kind of the buddy of Chiwetel Ejiofor is Matthew Lillard. And also Carl Lumbry. And even a little cameo kind of from our girl from Megan, Violet McGraw, who skates. What I like about this is it's presented in 3 parts, but all 3 parts, the characters are kind of, you know, some characters are here, some characters are here, some are in the background, some are in the foreground, but it's very weaved. You know, power goes out and there's these light up billboards. It's very creepy on everything. Thank you, Chuck, 39 great years. And we find out through all this that Chuck is basically a vegetable who's dying. So it's as if his world is crumbling, as is this world. The night sky they have in this is incredible. Like, I just want that painted above my ceiling just for me to look at when I go to bed. It was gorgeous. And then planet and stars start to disappear, exploding as we fade to black. This one, it's very sad. we really feel for Chiwetel Ejiofor and Kellen Gillian. And it's a very interesting way to start the movie. Start with kind of, being a downer, but very interesting, very mature writing. Number 2, which I think Act 2 is going to be most people's favorites. So this takes place a few months before we see what happens in Act 3. And we got, little Taylor Gordon playing Taylor. She's a drummer. And Chuck, everyone's just walking by her, and Chuck stops and he starts dancing. Well, then also Annalise Basso, who's playing Janice, she just got broken up with. She loves dancing. And so they just have this great, little dance and entertain the people. And it is wonderful. It is just wonderful. It'll bring a smile to your face. I don't care how single a person you are. And like I said, characters, we have Violet McGraw skating in the background, but just a wonderful dance scene, really good, get you okay, we dealt with the dark, now let's get a little bit of nice. And then Act 1, I Contain Multitude. So we start out, Kid Chuck, Cody Flanagan, like I said, Mike Flanagan's son. He's living with his grandparents, which Mia Sara as Sarah, and then Mark Hamill playing Albie. And they're watching over him because his parents did die. And then when the story really picks up, we have Kid Chuck, who's at 10, who's played by Benjamin Pajak. And, he's this kid. He's kind of, dealing with things. We get a insanely wonderful moment with him and Kate Siegel, who is Mike Flanagan's wife. You know her from Hush. You know her from, Haunted Hill House. She basically anything he does, she's in. But she plays Miss Richards, and she has a wonderful scene where he's asking about something, from the class, and she just holds his head and is talking to him, and it's just such a very sweet scene. And, we have 2 things then protruding with this story where their attic is locked, and the grandpa does not want Chuck in the attic. And can I just add real quick, I love that the adult characters and the grandparents are very loving. They're very responsible, very respectable people. We don't get any, even though, the grandpa's a drunk, he's like, this is my grandson who I love. I would never yell at him. I'd never lay a finger on the kid. And then we also have dance club. So Chuck joins dance club. He dances with his grandma. His grandma passes away. And he's like, I'm going to honor her. I'm going to get my groove on. And he meets Trinity Jo Bliss, who plays Kat. And, we find out why Chuck became an accountant, because of his granddad. Chiwetel Ejiofor is a teacher in this. And we get to see some great dancing between these kid actors, Trinity Jo Bliss and Benjamin Pajak. That's just fantastic. I don't want to spoil, some of the bigger things in this, but this movie, it has a lot of heart. It has a lot of really good writing. It has a lot of fantastic acting. It makes me want to actually read the source material, because this is such just an emotional ride, but in a good way, where you're sometimes I get onto movies because they make stuff too realistic and it's very depressing. It's I don't want to watch this. I could just go outside and see the world sucks. But this is presented in a way where it is very realistic. Everything about this, the love, the sorrow, everything, but it's presented from a place of love. It's presented from a place of happiness. And I really enjoyed this movie. I did cry in this movie. It's very good. Life of Chuck. Please check it out. It is some of the most mature, writing, acting I've seen all year. I will give this a 4.6 out of 5 cheers. Check it out. But we're about to go down a little bit because we got Mr. Snail's pick of the week. So for those who don't know, Mr. Snail's Pick of the Week, we have our D20. We have 20 options. We roll, whatever it is, I come back and review. And we've had a tough couple of weeks. Now, admittedly, one of them was my problem. I had Ebo's Choice, and I chose a double feature of The Unexpected Race and Incredible Bulk. Terrible. We had Electric Dreams. Terrible. And now we have this, which is just terrible. And this is Havoc. This is a straight to Netflix film from Gareth Evans, who's the writer director of Raid 1 and 2. Good films. I actually do like those movies. So we got Tom Hardy as Walker. He's a cop. We got Timothy Oliphant as Vincent. He's a dirty cop. And we got Forrest Whitaker as Lawrence Beaumont. He is, a shady politician. The movie is just over-top action, a mediocre story, and some horrendous CGI. I mean, absolutely horrendous. But that's okay, because it's okay that some things are bad. I mean, this is straight to streaming. This isn't like it went to theaters or anything. But I have to say, it's one of those things where it's on streaming, so you can't hate on it too much. I mean, you didn't even have to get your butt off the couch to enjoy it. You can just sit there, click, click, click. It's on. You can pause it if you need to. You can finish it later if you need to. But much like all these other, straight to what, I don't care what streaming service, these straight to stream movies, none of them are memorable. You watch them, you forget about them, because we have so much content these days that no one has time to really appreciate things unless it's something like you go to theater and you see like Life of Chuck, where it's something exceptional. But Havoc, I'm going to give it 1.5 out of 5 cheers. I don't care. I mean, it could be lower. It won't be higher, but it could be lower. But like I said, it's just forgettable, mediocre, action film. Very generic. But that's okay, because for this week's Mr. Snail's Pick of the Week, I wanted to ensure that I was not going to have another bad week. So some things I did double up on because they're things I do want to watch. Some things I haven't seen. Some things I want to revisit. So I'm very excited with whatever happens this week. I made sure there's no boozers. Well, there's a couple of boozers, but they're boozers where I think we could have some fun with it. So let's see what we got here. So we have, for our Mr. Snail's Pick of the Week, D20, we have Reroll, Animated 6-Pack, Maverick, Tubi Pick, Ebo's Pick, Peacock Pick, Netflix Pick, Criterion 6-Pack, Hulu Pick, Ebo's Pick, Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, Criterion 6-Pack, Murder Party, Animated 6-Pack, Idiocracy, Tubi Pick, Idiocracy, Peacock Pick, Murder Party, Dead Ringers. So I got my D20, and as you heard, I said 6-pack. So I did pick 6 Criterion films, 6 animated films, and we have a special D6 that will roll in the event. We just want some more dice rolling, guys. Like, we're here for action. So let's see. Let's get the notes for the week out of the way, because we got a roll. 4. Okay, this is something I have been wanting for a while, because I saw a clip from this and I was like, this movie looks insane. So this week's pick is the Tubi pick, which is Chompy and the Girls. Basically, this girl, she's trying to reconnect with her dad at the park. When they see this dude whose mouth is like all the way to his belly, just eats a girl, and then he starts to run towards them, and who knows? I don't know what ensues, but I want to find out. But I do got, I got the stuffs ready. So any week, if we pick one that isn't purely streaming, that I don't own a physical copy of, but like, guys, I'm prepped. Like, we got Maverick, Murder Party, Idiocracy, Dead Ringer, Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Let's see, from the animated 6-pack, we got the B Movie. We got Pokemon The Power of Us. We got Brother Bear. And then they are having the Criterion, sale at Barnes & Noble. So your boy did pick up some stuff. We got Godzilla versus Biollante, House, The Seven Samurai, Chronos, Blowout, and possibly one of the best films ever made, The Great Dictator by Charlie Chaplin. I'll tell you this, even if this never gets picked, do yourself a favor and watch The Great Dictator, or at the very least, just go on YouTube and search Charlie Chaplin Great Dictator speech. I am not going overboard when I say the speech he gives in this film, quite frankly, probably the greatest speech that'll ever be recorded in a film. And not only that, but if you listen to what he says, it's still true to this day, which is a frightening concept. But guys, that's why we have movies, because in movies, anything is possible. And that's all the time we got this week. So check out Chompy and the Girls. Like I said, it's on Tubi. Tubi's free. Check it out. And I know they don't have them anymore, but hopefully you go get yourself one of these little bad boys, the Trolley Fizz. It's so good. Baskin Robbins. But if you want to let us know what you think of Life of Chuck, did you have, a great emotional journey like I did? Maybe you liked it, maybe you didn't. Let me know. Or did you think Havoc, not so bad? Or do you want to add a movie to Mr. Snail's Pick of the Week? Send me your suggestions. I always love suggestions, whether it's something I've seen before or something I haven't seen, even better. Let me tell you the best ways, though. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok, Toast to Film, all one word. Check us out on Twitter at film_toast, or check us out on wonderful YouTube. You can see this tired old man. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe. I love people who comment. I love comments. Send me the comments, send me your suggestions. Let us know what we can do for you to make this excellent. And we just hope you have a good night and good viewing.